Diddy's lawyer quits on him 3 months before his trial. Now, this could happen for a lot of different reasons, but either way, it's not so good for Diddy to have a lawyer back out 3 months before your trial. And the way that Diddy's lawyer wrote this motion to the judge saying that he wants to quit representing Diddy doesn't really sound so great. Now, Diddy actually has multiple lawyers that are working on his case, but this one, Anthony Ricco, started working for Diddy on September 22nd of 2024. And this man couldn't just hop, skip, and leave. He actually had to write a declaration to the judge asking her if he can drop out of Diddy's criminal trial. Now, Anthony Ricco says, as a result of discussions with the lead counsel, who is Mark Agnifilio, this motion for withdrawal of the counsel is filed. And he says, I am aware that the local rule requires an application for him to withdraw as a counsel for Diddy. He says he knows it's usually only granted upon showing an affidavit or other satisfactory means for withdrawal. He really can't explain it because the reason why he's leaving is protected under the Attorney-Client Privilege Act. He goes on to say, although I have provided Sean Combs with the high level of legal representation expected by the court, under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs, consistent with the ABA standards for criminal justice. Honestly, there is a lot of different reasonings why he could have to drop out as Diddy's counsel. It could be due to a conflict of interest that might appear later on in Diddy's case. It could be something that he knows about the criminal trial that he shouldn't know and basically thinks that Diddy has no chance of winning this criminal trial. It could even possibly be that Diddy has no money and he doesn't want to pay this man, but the way he words it is pretty sketchy. He says, without violating any aspect of the attorney-client privilege or otherwise providing any details whatsoever on the grounds of supporting the application, the government has been notified of filing this motion to withdraw as counsel. And basically he's saying the government has no objections to this, so he's hoping that the judge goes ahead and accepts him being able to withdraw as Diddy's counsel. Him dropping out as Diddy's counsel will not result in a delay of the present schedule for jury selection and trial or the present schedules for briefing of pretrial legal issues. And he's saying this because the timeline has already been laid out all the way up until Diddy's trial on May 5th. There's only 3 more months left until Diddy's trial actually starts. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Lawyers representing Sean Diddy Combs in his sex case is quitting. Anthony Ricco filed notice in Manhattan federal court Thursday, writing, quote, under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel. Ricco, one of 6 attorneys for the music mogul, did not offer any other details. Combs has pleaded not guilty to the charges, saying he did nothing wrong. His trial is set to begin in May.
Got good and bad news. Good news, we got your payment, buddy. Bad news, they gave you life. Sayonara.
But a lot of stuff we all been knowing is true. But he the fall guy right now. It's not one celebrity that he hung with is speaking up for him. Snoop and Puffy was so close. Closer than most.
Really?
They would do things together and party together and do things that it was uncomfortable for 2 men to be that way. Clark Amy Trey, Russell Simmons, you know, everybody knew what Puffy did. This the big question is this. It's not one person didn't know that Puffy was Usher. It's not one person didn't know what's the saddest thing in the world is what they did to Justin Bieber.
What was that?
That's bad.
What'd they do to him? Because there's a lot of speculation out there, but nobody, I mean, I've heard things, but what did they really do to him?
They had sex with him.
When he was a kid?
I hate to say that. I hate to say that because I really like Justin Bieber. I feel bad for Justin Bieber.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream, you know.
Yeah, that brother's guilty. Yeah, it is. I'll tell you what's going on. His lawyer was sitting in that chair, sweating, constipated. And yeah, he had that suit, that tight suit jacket on and that hat. He was constipated, sitting there sweating. He made a couple phone calls. and went home, put his hat on the stand, took his suit jacket off, went to the restroom, he got him a cold thing of Pepto-Bismol. Yeah. And took him a cold shower. He said this brother is guilty. And he quit. Yeah, he resigned. Yeah, brother, you gonna be fighting for them honey buns, and they gonna show you how to use that baby oil in the slammer. Yeah, they gonna grease you down, sir. They're going to grease you down in that baby oil. Yeah, you gonna have to fight for them honey buns. Yes, indeed. That brother is guilty. This fella is guilty. I'm telling you, that lawyer was sitting in that chair sweating. Oh, he was sitting in that chair sweating, constipated. Yeah, he said, no, sir, I can't do it. I'm sorry. This brother is guilty. Oh, man.
I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed the Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know, he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but
yeah, that brother's guilty. That brother is guilty. Oh, that brother's guilty.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Why this beat so crazy?
We will make America proud again. When you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Y'all got to see this, man. This might be the best video you will watch today. I promise you. I got tears as I'm trying to record this video, y'all. But we're here, you know, and a lot is happening. A lot is going on. I hope everybody is blessed, well, healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life, man. But right now, trending, you know, Diddy's lawyer, the Diddy list, the Diddy oil, the Trump administration, Cash Patel being confirmed, Pam Bondi. And it's just, people are posting some of the funniest things on the internet right now. And this has broke the internet with Diddy's lawyer. And before we get into the breakdown video, I want to have a little bit of fun on the internet, man. I really do, you know, because they are posting some funny stuff. Diddy's lawyer, when he saw all the evidence they got on his... Look.
Again, he flips it downfield, and McLaurin, the hometown kid, yard line.
Diddy's lawyer.
He did that shit. You guilty as fuck. He did that shit. You guilty as fuck.
Oh my goodness. Sean Diddy Combs' lawyer quits in case under circumstances. Under no circumstances can I continue. Man. I just looked at the comments. This lawyer had no issue representing Osama bin Laden, but draws a line at Diddy. Oh man. Diddy lawyer said,
Doesn't do it. Get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it.
oh man. Hey, I'm gonna have a blast, man. Diddy's lawyer, a day after Cash Patel is confirmed head of the FBI. One of my favorite shows ever, The Office. Woo! Hey, shout out to all my Office lovers, man. Let me know in the comment section where you at. Diddy's lawyer really said,
Today, the Honorable Henry T. Fleming should go right to fucking jail. The son of a bitch is guilty.
Yeah. The lawyer said, yeah, my client is guilty. Yes, indeed. Man, so many funny things are being posted right now.
Sir, can deliberate on guilty. That nigga is guilty.
Sorry for the language, y'all. Sorry. Look, that's what they posting. If you can't handle it, get up out of here. On here, we keep it real. We have fun. If you can't handle it, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But it gets fun and real on here. If you can't handle certain languages, hey, it's 2025. It ain't the first time you heard it. It's 2025 now.
Celebrate on. Guilty. That nigga is guilty.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Go deliberate. I don't need to deliberate. Hang that nigga now.
I'm crying. Okay. Let me stop playing that clip. Yeah, I know y'all don't want to hear the N-word. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry, family. I know y'all. We don't want to hear the N-word, any F-bombs, any A-words, the B-word. Okay, I understand. Let's try to keep it clean, Rick. Let's keep it clean. Clean, sir. Sir, keep it clean, professional. You know? The OGs know we hey man. Diddy's new lawyer after his top lawyer dropped out of the case.
Yeah, man, some little. But yeah, like I said, cash out me a few more dollars. I'll take this case serious. I gotta make a run. I got another client. Yeah, man, some little complications with who keeping the baby. But I'm gonna go watch some Law and Order and we'll figure this thing out, man. I'm gonna just say a lot of them yeah names that they be using. What they be saying?
I'm gonna go watch some Law and Order. Oh my goodness. Diddy lawyer said no. Yeah, buddy, that's how you know it's bad. Oh man. What this is right here? Diddy lawyer quits case and states under no circumstances cannot continue. Diddy is also alleged to be involved in a famous actress Whitney Houston. Isn't this interesting? Oh man, this is yeah, buddy. Y'all know it's some rabbit shells. Some rabbit holes, man. That when it comes to this Diddy situation, man. You know, when Diddy gets questioned about his 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
What? Who said something about, oh, bitch, you cook? Oh.
Oh, man. Oh, this is my favorite one from Drewski. This is my favorite one right here.
We got good and bad news. Good news, we got your payment, buddy. Bad news, they gave you life. Sayonara.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. Diddy's lawyer, Cash Patel. Yeah, he seen Cash. He got right up out of there. Man, these memes and videos they're posting on the internet right now are comedy, man. And I want to give y'all a good laugh. We all need a good laugh, man. Oh, man. We all need a good laugh, you know. Facts. We all need a good laugh. I'm loving all these memes they're posting right now. After Diddy lawyer quits, it just broke the internet. Whew. Yeah, it's time to go to jail, to the slammer. To the slammer. Them pictures say he got to go to the slammer. You got to go to the slammer. Oh man, so let's get into this. Let's check this out. Part of the video.
Surprising announcement came down. One of his defense attorneys suddenly quits the case. I'm Elizabeth Milner with Law and Crime. Now, this particular defense attorney's reason for quitting wasn't really a reason at all, making his departure a lot more puzzling.
Shortly after Diddy's arrest, his defense team grew when he stacked on 2 more defense attorneys to join Mark Agnifilo and Tinny Garagos at the defense table. Now, the 2 that joined at the time were high-profile attorney Alexandra Shapiro, whose client Sam Bankman-Fried actually shared a unit at the detention center with Diddy, and high-profile death penalty attorney Anthony Ricco. Now, while the pair joined around the same time, Anthony, in a court filing on Friday, said he's leaving the case. In the filing, Anthony Ricco said, quote, "For the reasons set forth below, this motion for withdrawals is filed so that Sean Combs may move forward with his defense and to commence jury selection and trial without any delay. As a result of discussion with lead counsel Mark Agnifilo, this motion for withdrawal of counsel is filed. While I am aware that the local rule requires that an application for withdrawal of counsel is supported and granted, there are sufficient reasons related to protections afforded by the attorney-client privilege for brevity in my application for withdrawal as counsel in this case. Although I have provided Sean Combs with the high level of legal representation expected by the court, under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs, end quote. Now, essentially in legalese, I quit, but I can't go into details because of attorney-client privilege. According to the filing, though, the defense shakeup won't delay the case. Diddy will continue with 5 attorneys. That's Mark Agnifilo, Tenny Garagos, Alexandra Shapiro, Jason A. Driscoll, and Anna Esteval. Now, a judge still has to sign off on the motion, but with the government taking no position on it and the fact Anthony Ricco spoke with Mark Agnifilo about it before filing the motion, a judge will likely sign off on it. Now, as I mentioned, Anthony Ricco is a very well-established death penalty attorney and was lead defense in up to 45 federal death penalty cases. His bio on the Fordham Law University website says some of the notable yet controversial cases included Anthony Ricco serving on the counsel in the World Trade bombing conspiracy case and embassy bombing in 1998. And he stays busy. He also doubles as an adjunct professor of law at Fordham and has been practicing law since 1982. As for Diddy himself, as many of us know, a person has ever been the target of a remotely similar prosecution. So that charge is known as the Mann Act, which was previously named by Congress as the White Slave Traffic Act, which made it illegal to transport people across state or international lines for the purpose of prosecution. Prosecutor Nima Rahmani. Nima, it's always great to see you, and thank you so much for joining me today. What's your reaction to Anthony Ricco saying he's quitting the defense team, and how significant is it, being that Diddy's 3 months away from trial?
Elizabeth, it is significant, and it's tough to know the reason why. It could be any number of possibilities. Sometimes it's when the lawyer hasn't been paid, but we know obviously Diddy doesn't have that problem. He's got plenty of money. It could be a disagreement regarding defense strategy. It could be a conflict. It could be a health issue. It really could be anything, and the paperwork doesn't identify it, nor should it. And the fact that Mark Agnifilo is still on the case and the other counsel of record leads me to believe that the judge is going to rubber stamp this motion and grant it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was kind of surprised, like you were too, because even being inside the courtroom and throughout Diddy's hearings, you would see Diddy and Anthony kind of speaking to one another. He would always pass him notes while Mark Agnifilo made the arguments. Diddy and Anthony Ricco would exchange hugs with one another. Anthony Ricco always even made it a point to tell the judge Diddy's family traveled all the way to New York for his hearings. With all that being said, kind of going back to what potentially the reasoning might be, do you think that it might have been a personal conflict between Diddy and Anthony Ricco, or do you think it might have been Anthony Ricco with other counsel? But what do you make of all of that?
Potentially, it could be a conflict with the client, right? A disagreement. They just don't get along. The communication is poor. They don't agree on defense strategy. It could be a conflict with one of the other lawyers. Obviously, it seems like Agnifilo is the lead on this case, although Ricco was certainly his 1B. And I know obviously there's other lawyers on the case. Obviously, a lot of the victims are female. They're going to want female lawyers on the defense team, especially during some of the aggressive cross-examination. That tends to be the conventional. Maybe Ricco consulted with them or even represented them in such a way that he has to get off the case. So it could be any number of potential conflicts.
And please, y'all tune in when when we're covering all this from top to bottom. Especially in the next 3 months. Y'all, I'm telling y'all are definitely going to want to tune in. We are going to cover this thing from top to bottom. Every inch of it. I'm telling you. You're going to want to be here. And we're going to be cracking jokes. I know a lot of things about this is not funny. But we're going to have fun with it as well, man. On this channel, we will definitely have fun with this, man. As you've seen earlier. Yeah. Some sick things, man. And now we have this new administration that ain't effing around and with full transparency. And everything got to be released, man. People got to know what's actually happening. What took place. You know. Full transparency is very important. In the times that we're living in, most definitely. Very important, man.
Absolutely. And yeah, kind of just looking at the motion to withdraw too, like you had mentioned before, not much reasoning given. Anthony Ricco wrote, there are sufficient reasons related to the protections afforded by attorney-client privilege for brevity in my application for withdrawal as counsel in this case. Although I've provided Sean Combs with the high level of legal representation expected by the court, under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel. Five other attorneys will remain on record. What do you make of just that? It felt like he was saying a lot, but then not at all much at the same time.
Well, when you withdraw, really, still need to protect the client and the confidences. So you don't want to say something that may jeopardize him or the case. And you also need leave or permission of the judge. So you want to provide enough so the judge knows that you're not leaving the client high and dry, but you don't want to provide too much that may compromise defense strategy or a weakness in the case or some other issue that would hurt the client. So it is a delicate balancing test. But again, when you have so many others still on the case, I don't expect there to be an issue here.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I know we've spoken a number of times about the terms of Diddy's defense strategy and what it kind of feels like possibly once trial comes. And it seems like they're kind of going for there was no force, there was no fraud, there was no coercion, that the freak-offs were consensual, there was no sex trafficking. Do you think they have something else up their sleeve, or do you think that the defense will kind of remain going forward that, all of this alleged bad acts were consensual and it was just a relationship between two parties? It ended sourly, but yet they, brought in escorts, and that kind of speaks to a little bit of that transportation to engage in prostitution charge. But what do you just make of the defense strategy that we've been seeing so far right now?
I think it has to be the defense, the consent, because look, sometimes you can argue that the sexual activity never happened, right? It wasn't a lot of witnesses there, and a lot of this was
buddy, they got him
recorded. So I think it's going to be very difficult.
That lawyer, I'm just saying, that lawyer seen, he pulled that file. That lawyer started sweating. I'm telling you, y'all be laughing at me, but hey, Rick, you a comedian. Rick, you so funny. I'm dead serious. That lawyer seen that file, started sweating, packed it up, and he said, and how long we got? 3 months? I can't do it. Yeah, he started sweating. He started sweating. Yeah, that fella got constipated. He didn't know what to do sitting in that chair. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Argue that it wasn't me. So you have to argue that a racially motivated prosecution.
Oh boy.
That would have a chance of success. Obviously, that's going to be very
everything's about race
because there are a lot of victims. I believe that a lot of the victims were also black victims, black women. So it's gonna be
yeah, buddy. If you black, yeah, buddy.
It's tough to make that argument, but that's why defense attorneys do what they do.
Sometimes. A black man got to go down. Yeah, buddy, and especially in our woke world, a black man got to go down. Skin color.
They throw these Hail Mary motions up there, hoping that maybe something will stick. If not at the trial court, maybe on appeal.
And you mentioned that, a Hail Mary. Why do you think that they waited until a few months before the trial set to begin to file that motion, given that count 3 has been on the
come in? And oftentimes, they aren't the folks that have anything to do with trying the case. You got your trial lawyers, you got your appellate lawyers. So maybe they come in and they say, hey, I want this motion filed, because if you don't make the motion in the trial court, usually you waive it on appeal, unless it's some clear error that the judge made. So you got to make these motions if you're the defense, if you want to have these same arguments if Combs is convicted.
Yeah, and then of course, Alexandra Shapiro being on Diddy's defense team, a very high profile, high powered appellate lawyer, as well as attorney too. And, even for you, Nima, as a former federal prosecutor, I asked you before what the defense might have up their sleeve, but what do you think the government may have up their sleeve come trial? And do you think that they have a strong enough case as we have it right now?
I do think they have a strong enough case. Obviously, if you're the prosecution and you're the government, you love the video evidence, not because it's lurid and cringeworthy, but your video doesn't lie. So when I have
video don't lie.
witnesses can lie, victims can lie, defendants certainly lie all the time, but that video doesn't lie. So
Yeah, that lawyer started sitting in that chair. He's saying, I'm getting up out of here. Oh, no. Yeah, that brother is guilty. That brother is, you're gonna have to fight for that honey bun in there, sir. Yeah, you got to fight for the rest of your life for that honey bun. All right.
I love the video evidence. Now, there are reportedly, 100+ folks who have filed civil lawsuits. You're certainly not going to call all of them. But if I'm the government, I really want to call my best victims. And by best, I mean the ones that are going to be the best witnesses. So obviously we know Cassie Ventura is one of them. She's going to be the star witness in this case. But there's a superseding indictment. They talk about a couple other victims, some of the physical and sexual violence. So right now what I'm doing is I'm sort of sorting through and saying, okay, well, I don't want to rely just on one victim, but, maybe I want 3, maybe I want 5. Somewhere certainly less than 10. You're not going to parade all these victims there. It's cumulative, and it could potentially, you might lose the jury. So you're going to probably pick anywhere from your best 3 to 10 victims, certainly not more than that. Make sure that they're prepared on the stand, because the cross-examination is going to be very aggressive. This is a defense case that's pretty much going to be based on cross-examining the victims and saying that, Cassie was upset because they had broken up and this was a lover's dispute. It wasn't rape or sex trafficking. So that the cross-examination is going to be strong. You want to make sure those victims are prepared.
Absolutely. And of course, the news coming down just this week that Cassie is pregnant with her 3rd child. What do you think that could look like in front of a jury? You have Diddy's defense team probably coming out with that very strong, very aggressive cross-examination. And, come her time to testify, she could be months pregnant. What do you think that could really look like and how that could translate in front of a jury? I feel like they would have to be pretty delicate there.
No question. And it's not good news for the defense. Everyone loves a pregnant woman. So when you have a pregnant woman on the witness stand testifying, already there has to be some sensitivity. And that's why, oftentimes, we talked about at the top, that, you'll have females who cross-examine females who are making these types of accusations. Obviously, a recent famous case was Camille Vasquez cross-examining Amber Heard. Sometimes it can be overbearing just from a perception perspective, when you have a man cross-examining a female victim, and then now you have a pregnant female victim. So I would expect that cross-examination to be done by a female lawyer.
Yeah, absolutely. Nima Rahmani, always great to have you on. Always love your insight. I really appreciate it. Before we sign you off, though, my final question to you is, Diddy is a name that makes headlines across the nation, internationally, especially here in New York, too. What do you think, do you think that Diddy can get a fair trial come jury selection?
Uh-oh.
I think he can, and I think technology has really changed everything. Maybe decades ago, before Law and Crime, you'd have these cases that got a lot of local attention. But now everyone in the world knows who Diddy is. Doesn't matter whether in New York or LA or Miami, where he had homes, where some of this activity allegedly happened. Everyone knows who Diddy is. So there's no moving the trial to some other city that folks don't have some sort of preconceived notion about this case.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy, that brother is guilty. He gonna have to fight for them honey buns. Oh, then they gonna have your baby all in there, brother. Yeah, buddy, don't bend down. Oh, they gonna rub you down and grease you down in there with that baby all, sir. They say that brother is guilty. That lawyer was sweating in that chair. He was sweating. Yeah, buddy, he was sweating. He made a couple phone calls and went home and took him some Pepto-Bismol because he was constipated. Yeah, he had to relieve his stress. Yeah, buddy. And took his hat off and his suit jacket, got him a cold shower, and got in the bed. Yeah, that brother was sweating. Y'all let me know what y'all think of all this, man. Y'all ready? Hope y'all ready, man. This year is going to be one of a year, 2025. I'm ready for it.
Showing Diddy Combs' lawyer is dropping out. Anthony Ricco filed a motion in court saying under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs. Now, Combs still has 5 other lawyers on his team, and this shouldn't impact his May court date. Combs has denied all the allegations made against
Can't